Yeah, let's do it. Happy Friday, everyone. Can't believe it's another week. It's almost Christmas again. Just you watch, it'll be here in no time. And yeah, I thought today we could focus on a topic that I think is oftentimes overlooked or underappreciated in the realm of sort of uh, our spiritual process, and it's creativity. And so by creativity, I think oftentimes we think of like, oh, I'm not a creative person, I'm not a musician, or I'm not a painter. I don't really, I'm not a creative person. But I think it belies the idea of creativity is really fundamentally about sort of an open-mindedness or an open-heartedness, a willingness to expose ourselves to just a completely different way of being. And oftentimes it just means having the courage to step into s- some some sense of the unknown. And so that creativity applies to relationships with others, to mundane tasks that we do around the house, like, well, what if I parked the car differently instead of the way I usually do it? Or what if I, instead of walking the way I usually walk, what if I took this other street that I never go down, right? So this open-mindedness or open-heartedness to saying, gosh, there's so much more to experience, and it has to do with the attitude of meeting each moment with a sense of openness and curiosity and a willingness to be surprised, I guess. And along with that comes also a willingness to be disappointed, right? We all have preconceived notions or preferences for how we want things to be. And part of the game here is if we want to be creative, we need to be willing to try something out and then look at it and say, oh my gosh, that didn't turn out at all the way that I wanted it to. But the creative process is actually stepping into it and saying, I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try to see what happens if I go this way versus that way. So let's spend a few minutes flexing our creativity muscles and yeah, and see what happens. So as per usual, let's start by closing our eyes, dropping in to right here, right now. No matter where you find yourself, be it your car, your front porch, your living room, your kitchen, that's where you are. And see if you can really be there wholeheartedly. Maybe there's a part of you that wishes that you were somewhere else right now, and just acknowledge that part. Or maybe you're exactly where you want to be. So acknowledge that part as well. Just like, yeah, how lucky I am. Just doing a really high level body scan. So just noticing our feet, our legs, spine, arms and hands, shoulders, neck, head. In this moment, this is what it's like to be inhabiting this body that we each have. It is what it is right now. It's it's perfectly imperfect. Sure, we all have, our mind has ideas about how things should be different and how much better they would be if this, that, and the other thing. And so right now we're just dropping into appreciating perfection that is us or our body right now. And then flexing our creativity muscles here. See what comes up for you. So don't overthink this. See what comes up for you when you try to fill out the following sentence. If I had a magic wand and could change two things about my life, I would. So if I had a magic wand and could change two things about my experience of being me, I would. Just notice what comes up. Maybe nothing comes up. Maybe just draw a long blank. That's fine. Maybe get a big old list of, 12 different things that you'd want. So just leaning into one or two of them and just notice like where does that come from? What is it that you're wishing you could change about your life? And the creativity flex here is to sort of transcend the usual rational reasons for why none of that is possible or why it's going to be difficult or why that will never happen. Just to open heartedly lean into saying, like, gosh, yeah, what would it take to manifest those two things? If I had this magic wand and can remove obstacles or create the circumstances, then this is what I would want. Like oftentimes we think of creativity as being something that we need to somehow, it's like an additive process. It's like I need this and then I need that and put all these pieces together, then I'll get from here to there. And what I'm suggesting here is that creativity is a subtractive process. What if I remove this obstacle? What if I remove that mindset or just laid it to rest for a short while? What if I stopped sabotaging myself this way? And so it's about removing rather than adding. And what? And then see what comes up when you try to fill in the sentence. I could do more for those around me by, so I could do more for those around me by fill in the blank. What? Just notice what comes up. Oftentimes these prompts elicit or activate a different part of ourselves that is, it's not the rational, linear thinking part, but it's more just like, yeah, I know deep down, there's a part of me that knows that I could do more for those around me if I, and then just feel into that. And we might as well stretch while we're at it. So here's a big one. Before I die, I intend to, before I die, I intend to just lean into that open heartedness and that creativity and the willingness to just be unconstrained for a moment. What does that look like? What could that be? And again, I think the creative process here is not about figuring out all the pieces to add in, but it's more about what are the things, the obstacles that I need to work on removing so that I can let these intentions manifest. What's blocking this from happening? Take a deep breath in through the nose, slow breath out through the mouth, noticing the shoulders, belly, the hands. Hold the out breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and in through the nose, out through the mouth. Imagine all the air leaving your chest, the belly, the fingertips, the nose, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just let the body breathe on its own. Open your eyes, come on back. I intentionally made that last one extra long just so you could notice, like, oh my gosh. Um, yeah. So have a great weekend, everyone. And may it be filled with lots of creative insights and just the open heartedness of it's all possible. Just see what comes up and lean into it. So hope to see you on Monday. Take care.